Hi, my name is Mr. Johns and welcome to Dance and Drama Matters. Today's question is, what choices can I make to tell a story through dance? So far in dance, we have done a lot of work in creating locomotor moves, non-locomotor moves, and playing around with the different shapes we can make with our bodies. When we were looking at our shapes, we were looking at what meaning that might have communicated to our audience. And today, we're going to take that one step further by really focusing in on how we can communicate an idea to our audience. So to be able to communicate this idea, you're going to use your bodies. But before you move your body, you've got to make choices about how you're going to move it so that that meaning and that idea that you want to communicate can really be understood. So that means our learning intention today is we'll make choices about our movements to communicate an idea. So communicate, that's a pretty big word. Communicate. Might need to unpack that word just very quickly. So communicate just means to share or to tell. So our learning intention in short is just that we'll be telling others about our ideas through movement, through our body. For our warm-up, we're going to play around with some different ways we can channel our energy in dance. So energy is an element of dance and it refers to how we move our body. So let's play around with some different energies now. The first one is sustain. And for sustain, you move around slowly and continuously. Imagine that you're in a slow motion film. The next one is percuss, and that should be explosive and sharp. So percussion is what they call a range of different instruments that are typically struck hard. So you can think of drums. So when you're doing this, you should imagine that you're playing drums and striking the drums really hard. Our next one is vibrate. And you need to move around like you're trembling or shaking. You can imagine a phone vibrating and you can try and channel that. This next one is swing, and as you move around you need to give in to gravity and use your energy on the way up. You can imagine tracing curved lines in the space. This next one is suspend. So move around and freeze as if you're hovering in space. You can imagine that you're defying gravity. So this next one is collapse, and you need to give into gravity in a slow descent, making your way to the lowest spot on the floor. You can imagine that you're melting or oozing downward. Your task today is to choose an idea and then select an energy that will match that idea. And think about the energy that can best communicate the idea to your audience. And our idea today, the one that you're going to choose, is, drumroll, our favourite foods. So food can be very diverse, and when we eat it, we can experience a range of different sensations. So for example, food can be sticky, food can be delicious, food can be burnt, it can be hot or cold, it can be dry or wet, it can even be bland or spicy. So your task today will be to pick one of your favourite foods and then choose one of the 6 energies that we did in our warm-up to be able to communicate that idea to your audience. So you have to pick an energy which relates to your food. So for example, if my favourite food was butter, When I think of butter, I think, well, butter can melt in your mouth. So the energy I could choose to represent butter could be collapsing, because that would show the butter melting. But I could also choose chilies as my favourite food. And when I think of chilies, I think that they're really hot. And when I go to eat the chilies, my body reacts really strongly to them because they're quite hot and spicy. So I could use the energy Vibrate to represent my body's reaction to eating the chilies. I'm going to give you an example, and the example I'm going to choose is honey, because I love honey. So honey is very sticky. So if I think about the moves that I might need to make when I'm representing honey, I might need to be really slow and sustained with my movement because honey is sticky and I might need to be pulling my body apart. That will help show my audience how slowly and smoothly honey moves. Let's see what that looks like. So now it's your turn. Choose your favourite food and decide which energy works the best for it. Our success criteria for this task is I can choose an energy that helps me communicate a meaning. Think carefully about which energy you're going to choose and then use that to create moves to communicate your idea to your audience. Off you go. Alright, so now it's your time to perform your dance. So find someone you can perform it to, and remember it's a really good idea if you film it, because once you film it you can watch it back over afterwards and you can see how you've gone. Alright, congratulations! Now it's time for us to reflect on our learning for today. How do you think the energy you chose helped to communicate your meaning? Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next week. Bye!